Hi guys, welcome to this segment to help you with your squats. We're going to do a lot of work for your outer hips. Often I hear people say, I'm not flexible enough for yoga, or I'm too tight, and they think yoga is just about stretching. But yoga also is great for building the strength and also lengthening your muscles. So it's a great sort of counterbalance for everything. So this one in particular, or this little segment I've set up for you guys, is pretty quick. And it's just to strengthen your outer hips so that when you're coming into your squats, your knees don't knock in, which I often see people doing. So go ahead and come on to all fours. Take your shoulders right over your wrists and your hips over your knees. You're going to inhale, lift your right leg up and back, and then lift your left arm out as well. Your palm will be facing the midline. Exhale, bring your knee and your elbow to touch underneath you, round and curl in, hollow out through your belly. Inhale, extend your right leg and your left arm. From here, you're going to turn your right toes out to the right side of the room, bend your knee, and try to get your right leg in line with your right hip. So you have to use a lot of outer hip strength here, and then your left arm reaches over to the left for your counterbalance. Then coming back through center, reaching your right leg back and your left arm forward. Exhale, bring your knee and your elbow to touch. Inhale, extend out. Exhale, take it off to the side. So let's say you want to continue to build your strength. You can also work on extending your right leg straight. Inhale back through center. Exhale, underneath, bend, curl in. Inhale, extend, last time. Take it off to the side. And then come back through center and release. Lift your left leg back and your right arm forward. Exhale, bring your knee and your elbow to touch underneath you. Inhale, extend out. Exhale, over to the right and to the left. Inhale back through center. Exhale, round, curl in, hollow out through your belly. Inhale and extend. Take it off. Remembering, again, you can have your left leg straight. You want to check in, though. Make sure that your leg is in line with your hip. So it's going to want to be down here. You have to use your outer hip to pull your leg up. Inhale back through center. Exhale, round, curl in. Inhale, extend. Exhale off to the side. Come back through center. And release. Tuck your toes under. Lift your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Pedal your feet. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. And then take your feet mat width apart and start to walk the perimeter or the edge of your mat. Slowly coming up. Once you get your feet to the outsides of your hands, you may need to bend your knees if you're feeling a little tight in your hamstrings. I want you to go ahead and take a deep squat down. So we have a few things that happen here. From here, it may be that you can't come down into a squat without your heels lifted, and so you're more here. Right? If that's the case, you're going to need to roll up your mat. Okay? Like this. Depending on how high off they are. And you can step your heels on here. I'd really like you to work on getting your heels straight down or being able to touch the ground. So your lifting shoes would give you a little bit of lift. So it could be that as you start to, constantly use your lifting shoes, that you may not be able to get as deep down when you're barefoot in your squats. So just take notice if that's what's going on, and make sure that you practice this type of movement when you're not lifting weights, right? So here I am in my deepest squat, right? I'm using my outer hips to pull my knees out to the side. But for me, this is quite comfortable, right? Because I can rest into this flexibility, and I could stay here, for a while. I mean, not forever, but a good 5-10 minutes, and I'd be okay. I want you to go ahead and from here, hoist your hips up about 2 to 3 inches, reach your arms forward and plug them back, right? So here I have to use a lot more activity in my outer hips. I'm pulling my knees off to the side, and I'm trying to relax my breath as much as I can. From here, if you feel any pulling in your low back, some people tell me they have pulling in your low back. Again, this is just something for you to take interest in, right? Because your core, your trunk, it all works together. It's not just hips, it's not just, having strong core or strong back. They all interplay together. You can't have any, one without the other, or you have a strong imbalance, and you'll start to notice like either tight hips, tight low back, weak core. It's all interconnected. So again, I'm starting to want to cheat and drop down. Keep lifting your hips up. Let's hold it for 15 more seconds right here. It gets really tiresome. I know you kind of want to exit strategy out. You're like, this is too hard. But these are those moments in this instance, right? We really start to know what you're made of. When you don't quit, you don't give up, you hold right through it. And then exhale, forward fold. Just move your hips from side to side, letting your fingertips touch down, right? And then we're going to come back to that, okay? So coming back down, again, first go to your deepest range, right? So the hips are coming down, you're just sort of here, you could hold here, you're comfortable, okay? And then we're going to pull it up, lift it up. For those of you who are struggling with keeping your arms out in front of you and pulling back, you can add a little weight. You could put, you know, a small kettlebell in your hands or a yoga block, you know, but I really want you to try to keep your torso as perpendicular to the floor so you're not leaning forward here, right? You want to be able to try to stay upright. Keep driving the knees out. So I'm using my outer hips here, and you're using your outer hips here. We've got 10 more seconds. Nice deep breathing. You guys are doing great. And then forward fold. Okay. Shimmy your hips again. Okay, so for this next one, we're first going to start with taking your left hand on the ground about 6 inches in front of your left foot. Lift your right leg back and turn your right foot out, just like we were doing in the beginning of class on our hands and knees. And then from here you can open your right arm up. I want you to flex your right foot like crazy and try to open your torso to the right side of your room. From here, pull your left hip straight back. It's going to want to move to the left, kind of like you're throwing out your butt, but you're going to pull it straight back. Okay, here's where the tough part comes in. From here, you're going to bring your right leg in line with your right hip. Keep driving that left leg straight back. Look at your right toes. Holding here for 5 more deep, long breaths. Fantastic. And slowly release. And then let's switch sides. You're going to take your right hand down and then lift your left leg back. Turn to the side so you have a side view. And then you're going to lift your left toe, or reach your left toes to the left side of the room. And again, you're trying to open your torso to the left side of the room. Okay? Flexing your left foot like crazy here. And then from here, you're going to drive your left foot forward. My left leg is in line, just rotating here so you can see, with my left hip. My right hip wants to move to the right side of the room, but I have to use the muscles there to pull it back. And then slowly release it down. Okay. Come back to your squat. Come to that deepest extension. Okay. Drive your knees out and lift up. Only holding a short time here, you guys. You've got this. This is the last exercise, and then you're done. Your outer hips should be nice and ready and warmed up for all of your squatting needs, right? This is also great for runners. We tend to have weak outer hips. Okay, forward fold. Roll it on up. That's it. Hope you enjoy. Thanks, guys.